The losing streak is over as the Woodchucks came into Warner Park and picked up a come-from-behind 14-6 win last night against the Madison Mallards, and now they're going for another two-game sweep this season against Madison, which would be the second time the Woodchucks are trying to do so. Swept them earlier this year in a doubleheader at Athletic Park, scores of 14-8 and a walk-off win of 8-7 as the Woodchucks are playing here at Warner Park for the fifth of 6 times this season and are coming off that 14-6 win. Hello everyone, Will Charlton here. Welcome into the Woodchucks Baseball Network as the Woodchucks picked up their 30th win overall of the season, breaking a 9-game losing streak. Their first win in exactly 2 weeks. That came last night. And it came against these Mallards. They went down 6-0 after the first, but then scored the final 14 runs in the game, highlighted by 7-run 6th inning, which would at the time propel Wausau to an 11-6 lead. And the Woodchucks, of course, as always, start hitting on the road. It'll be this batting order of Mike Adair, Christian Mitchell, Mark Schallenberger, Mike McGinnis, Trent Van Ness, Anthony McFarland, Matt McGann, Jacob Boos, and Ryan Blanchard. The only difference from last night's lineup is Matt McGann instead of Ryan Blackwell. And it's the right-hander Will Simmons for the Mallards on the mound. And his first pitch is a fastball for strike one to Mike Adair. Will Simmons, the North Carolina Tar Heel, who is coming in for the 13th time overall, making his 7th start, as Adair puts one down the left field line, just misses foul. Adair had a fantastic night at the plate last night against the Mallards, leading off once again a 2-for-4 night with 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and a run scored. And he put together 6 overall very quality at-bats. The 2 outs he had were not easy to get for Madison, as Simmons has him 1-2 now. 2-3 record with 1 save for Simmons. This is a ground ball played on a hop, and Adair is going to be in safely. That'll be an infield single for Mike Adair. That starts things off. Davis Hamilton at second base could not make the throw in time off the hop. And the leadoff man is aboard for the Woodchucks and Mike Adair. He reaches first base with now his 3rd single in 2 games. As Wausau getting some production started early with Mike Adair. And that brings up Christian Mitchell. Christian Mitchell, who had his best night hitting-wise at the plate this season. 2 doubles in last night's game for Mitchell, the soon-to-be Cincinnati Bearcat. Two doubles, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and 2 runs scored last night against Madison, a part of a 2-for-4 night. Picked up his 4th and 5th doubles as he's already down 0-2 to Will Simmons, who has an ERA of 3.92 coming into this game and 41 1/3 pitched. 0-2 to Mitchell is outside on a fastball. Native of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He's allowed 41 hits, 20 runs, 18 earned, 18 walks, and 37 strikeouts as a walks and hits per innings pitched of 1.43 and opposing batting average of 268. As Mitchell hits a blooper into right field. It gets down. Davis Hamilton can't make the grab, and Adair slides into second safely. So Christian Mitchell now has made it back-to-back singles for the Woodchucks. And that brings up a guy who has back-to-back nights with a 3-run home run in Mark Schallenberger. Will Simmons has seen the Woodchucks 3 times already this season. Most recently was the July 8th loss at Athletic Park when Madison won 13-3. He went 5 full, picked up the win, allowed 9 hits, 3 runs all earned, struck out 6 and walked 2, but overall is 1-2 against the Woodchucks. He's making his first start against Wausau at home here, though, at Warner Park. As Simmons now facing off against Schallenberger, and his first pitch is taken on the low outside corner for strike 1 to the Evansville ace, Mark Schallenberger. Only had 1 hit last night, but it was that home run that came in the 6th, that 3-run shot that would tie the game. And now he's down 0-2 as he swings and misses through the Low outside fastball. He's now playing in his 20th game. This will be his final game as a Woodchuck this summer. He is leaving the team after tonight. He's starting his 19th, batting .314, which is overall the best batting average on the team. 0-2 from Simmons. Schallenberger puts it on the ground. It is to Cal Fisher at shortstop, and the Mallards have turn 2. 6-4-3 double play for Madison. As Adair headed to third base there. But now that puts 2 outs on the board. As that brings up Mike McGinnis. McGinnis, a 3-hit night yesterday. A single, a double, and a home run. He's now playing in his 49th game as a Woodchuck, starting his 45th. And he takes outside fastball for ball 1 from Simmons. He's batting .237 on the season, 41 hits, which leads the active roster. 4 doubles, 4 home runs, 21 walks, and 34 runs batted in. 1-0 from Simmons to McGinnis. Finds the lower half of the strike zone according to home plate umpire Jeremy Gaskin tonight. He's also scored 23 runs and stolen 12 bases. Has 4 stolen bases in the last 2 games, including having a couple last night. And the 1-1 finds the low outside corner. And McGinnis is down 1-2 as he's looking to avoid leaving Adair stranded at third base. Adair was left at third yesterday in the first inning as well. 1-2 from Simmons. McGinnis takes the breaking ball low and outside. Last night, McGinnis, like mentioned, a double home run, 2 RBIs. Also scored 3 of the 14 runs and stole 2 bases, like mentioned. And now Simmons is 2-2 rather to Mike McGinnis. Another breaking ball that drops low on a slider. Last time out for Simmons came on July 29th in a loss to Fond du Lac. He went 5 2/3, only allowed 2 hits, struck out 5, and only walked 3. No runs allowed to the Dock Spiders. Payoff pitch to McGinnis, and he fouls it off. He'll stay alive. McGinnis, now that's back-to-back multi-hit games. If you go back to... that would be Wednesday against Wisconsin Rapids. And the 3-2 is fouled off again by Mike. So the player of the game last night for the Woodchucks trying to put Wausau on the board here early. They have not scored a first inning run since the game against Lakeshore on Saturday in the 9-8 loss to the Chinooks. Payoff pitch for a third time. And it is taken high and inside. They're going to check down to Matt Beaver at first base, but to no avail as McGinnis, I don't even think he really nearly came across the plate. But that'll be a walk that puts runners on the corners for Trent Van Ness. Trent Van Ness, the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point product. Playing right field once again for the Woodchucks. Two Rivers, Wisconsin native. Hit a 2 RBI double in the 9th inning for Wausau yesterday. That would give Wausau its 12th and 13th runs of the game. He was responsible for 2 of the 3 runs scored in the inning, and then will also come around to score himself. So you could say he contributed to all 3 runs scored in the 9th, if you will, as McGinnis is going to get checked back at first base, and he is safely back in there. Catcher Kenyon Brown, one of the all-star catchers for the Madison Mallards, tried to throw him out to Jake Goolsby at first base. And speaking of the Madison Mallards on defense, in the outfield, Liam Moreno left, Isaiah Jackson in center, Jackson Tucker in right. On the corners, Noah Sudica at third, Jake Goolsby at first. Up the middle, you got Cal Fisher at shortstop and Davis Hamilton once again at second base. Then, like mentioned, Candy Brown at catcher, and it's Will Simmons on the bump. Still a 2-0 count to Van Ness as McGinnis was checked back once again. On deck is Anthony McFarland for the Woodchucks if Van Ness can't get on base. And a changeup is taken a little high and outside. 3-0 count to Van Ness, and there is no reason to have the green light here if you are Trent Van Ness. Wausau trying to string a few at-bats together. Right, have 2 hits in this inning. Mike Adair still over there at third base. And Simmons, the 3-0 to Van Ness, is going to be a fastball right down Broadway for strike 1. Van Ness now in his 6th game with the Woodchucks, 167 batting average, 3 hits, 1 double, 1 home run. Both of those extra base hits have come here at Warner Park. 3 RBIs scored, 4 walks, and 3 runs. 3-1 to Van Ness is going to be strike 2 on the outer half. Like mentioned, 1 for 5 last night. 2 RBI double that came in the 9th. Also was walked and scored a run also in the 9th. And now it's a payoff pitch with 2 outs. As Van Ness will take one a little low and outside. Simmons can't find the low outside corner, and that is going to be back-to-back walks, which loads the bases. So with bases loaded, that'll bring up Anthony McFarland to the plate. So McFarland, the University of California Riverside product from Moreno Valley, California, playing first base once again tonight as Simmons misses on the first pitch thrown. The Woodchucks took advantage of a lot of walks by the Madison pitching staff last night in that win over the Mallards. And they already have been walked twice in this inning as Mike Adair's going to be checked back at third base. That was a risky throw from Kenyon Brown. That ball gets in the left field. Mike Adair is going to try and come home. Noah Sudico was not even ready for the throw from Kenyon Brown, so that was a risky idea by the Mallard catcher. 1-1 to McFarland is going to be strike 2 on a fastball. Last night, picking up the win for the Woodchucks was Blaine Wallen, who went 5 full, very good innings after getting out of the bases-loaded jam with no outs in the first. And then it was Dalen Banks picking up the loss for the Mallards as McFarland stays alive on the 1-2, fouls it off down in the area of the Woodchucks dugout. Yeah, the Mallards allowed 7 walks last night in that loss. Another 1-2 again to McFarland, who did single twice yesterday, is a high elevated fastball for ball 2 from Simmons, who has thrown a good amount of pitches in this inning already. As the Woodchucks are trying to make him feel a little bit of pressure in the 4th outing against Wausau for Simmons this season. 2-2 to McFarland is going to be strike 3 called on the outer half. He hit the high outside corner. McFarland will be punched out. That's the first strikeout for Simmons, and that will leave bases loaded stranded for Wausau. So with that being said, that'll take us into the bottom of the first, where the Woodchucks will be back on defense. We'll introduce them when we come back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Peyton Schofield and the Woodchucks defense have taken the field. Let's see who's out there. In the outfield from left to right, you got Mike Adair, Mark Schallenberger, Trent Van Ness on the corners, Mike McGinnis at third, Anthony McFarland at first base up the middle. It's Jacob Boose at second, Ryan Blanchard at shortstop. It's Matt McGann catching, and it is the left-hander from the Marshall University, Peyton Schofield, the native of Noblesville, Indiana, who is coming on for his third time with the Woodchucks, making his first start in the Northwoods League this summer. Not the first overall in the Northwoods League. He has been with the Woodchucks before. That was back in 2021. He's first facing off here against Jackson Tucker, the right fielder from St. John's University, who did have a couple of hits in yesterday's game. 1-0 to Tucker from Schofield. Is hit on the ground. It is to Ryan Blanchard at shortstop. He fumbles it, and that will be the first base runner allowed for the Woodchucks on defense. An error to Ryan Blanchard. So the Woodchucks, who had not had an error in the past 3 games, now start off this game with an error by Ryan Blanchard. But Schofield, like mentioned, 0-1 record in 2 appearances, a 3.38 earned run average, 2.73 walks and hits per innings pitched rate, and 2 2/3 on the mound. And the first pitch to Cal Fisher is fouled into unplayable territory. Yes, it is. Mike McGinnis was tracking it like it might actually be playable for a second, but it was not. Schofield has struck out 2 so far in his 2 appearances, allowed 2 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, has walked 5, and has an opposing batting average of .250 as he misses on the 0-1 to Cal Fisher, the soon-to-be Florida State Seminole from Deerfield, Wisconsin, who just graduated high school this past spring. And the 1-1, Schofield's going to check back to McFarland, who's holding on Tucker at first base. Tucker, a guy who has a lot of stolen bases this season. Tucker, 26 stolen bases. As the changeup is taken by Fisher for strike 2 from Schofield. And Schofield last pitched on Tuesday night against these Mallards right here in that 3-1 loss. He went 1 full inning, striking out 1 and walking 1 against the Mallards on Tuesday night. High curveball. That gets away from Schofield. Schofield, a 5-pitch pitcher, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, and he'll also throw a sinker. 2-2 from the left-hander. And it's a high outside fastball. That'll make the count full with no outs to Cal Fisher. And fun fact, the Woodchucks have not had a pitcher get out of the first inning in the last 2 games. Alex Wallace did not get out of the first against Wisconsin Rapids, and Cal Fisher is looking to keep this inning going for the Mallards as he hits one deep into left field, and it'll be a 2-0 Mallards lead. Cal Fisher hits a home run. First hit on the board for Madison is a home run, just like it was on Tuesday for Jake Goolsby. Jake Goolsby hit a first inning home run on Tuesday. And now it is Cal Fisher who gets all of the breaking ball on a 3-2 count. Cal Fisher, the shortstop, hits his 7th home run now in 29 games he has played in, this being his 29th. And he drives in RBIs number 20 and 21. As that brings up Isaiah Jackson with a 2-0 lead and no outs. So the Mallards, once again, the team who does score first. But obviously, no lead is safe. Based off what we saw last night. A game that looked lost for Wausau. "14 unanswered runs by the Woodchucks after the 6 in the first inning by Madison, and then they would not score again in the rest of the game. So now it's 2-1 to Isaiah Jackson, the center fielder from Arizona State University. Jackson playing in his 52nd game for Madison, batting .257. And he swings and misses through the 2-1 changeup from Peyton Schofield. 49 hits on the season, one away from the 50-hit club, which would lead the active roster. Well, his 49 hits does lead the active roster for Madison at the moment. And Schofield tries to go with a high breaking ball, but does not find the strike zone. The count is now full once again. Isaiah Jackson also has 11 doubles, 3 triples, and 3 home runs on the season. And the payoff with no outs to Jackson. Schofield will not strike him out as Jackson fouls off the fastball. Jackson also has 36 RBIs. Was playing center field last night as well in that game. 3-2 again. And Isaiah Jackson stays alive again. He'll foul it off right behind his head for a second time. Jackson was 1 for 4. Walked in the first inning, singled in the second. As Madison's already up 2-0. And a payoff for a third time from Schofield is going to be swung and missed at. So Schofield picks up a first strikeout. And it comes against Isaiah Jackson. As that will bring up Kenyon Brown to the plate. Kenyon Brown, the North Carolina A&T Aggie. Who swings through the first pitch curveball from Peyton Schofield. Kenyon Brown, one of the all-stars for the Mallards. The only 2 all-stars left between either side is Cal Fisher and Kenyon Brown, as both of them were all-stars for Madison. Kenyon Brown batting .277 this season, 36 hits, 8 doubles, 18 RBIs, 18 walks, and 17 runs scored. 1-1 count from Peyton Schofield to the right-handed batting Kenyon Brown is swung and missed at. He was ahead of the changeup. 1-2 count. Kenyon Brown was not the catcher yesterday. It was David Melfi for the Mallards. So first time the Woodchucks are seeing Kenyon Brown in a while. And Schofield 1-2. That one's popped up in the infield. Actually in foul territory. And it'll be Matt McGann who is going to be the one who makes the catch in foul territory for out number 2. So after allowing the home run to Cal Fisher, his 7th, Schofield has put out Isaiah Jackson and Kenyon Brown. As that'll bring up Liam Moreno, the State College of Florida product, who is from nearby Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Liam Moreno, the left fielder, playing in his 8th game now for Madison, batting .316. And he is early to Schofield's off-speed. Moreno, 6 hits, all singles, 2 RBIs, 4 walks, 3 runs. And an on-base percentage of .458 so far in 7 games played. 0-1 from Schofield is swung and missed at again on another off-speed pitch. Schofield has him down 0-2 as he's looking to retire the next 3 batters he faces after allowing the home run to Cal Fisher. And Wausau is hoping to be in a much smaller hole than they were in yesterday after the first. They were down 6-1 after the first, or 6-0 rather after the first. And that is going to be a curveball that drops in the strike zone. As going down looking is going to be Liam Moreno. So picking up a couple of strikeouts is Peyton Schofield. And that will take us into the top of the 2nd inning, where Madison will lead at 2-0 off one swing of the bat by Cal Fisher. But it is a much more manageable game so far. 2-0 Mallards into the 2nd here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you can tell people that, you know, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, Couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. Madison leads it 2-0 here into the top of the second inning as Cal Fisher hits a 7th home run of the season and gives the Mallards their first couple of the game. So just like on Tuesday, Madison leads it 2-0 after the first inning. But the Woodchucks are not a team who are scared of going down early against Madison. That's been the case in 2 different wins now for Wausau against the Mallards this season. A game where they came back down late in the game 7-3 and would end up winning 8-7 in extras. And then yesterday, as they score the final 14 runs in the game, winning by a score of 14-6, tying the most runs they've scored this season against Madison in a game, as they did score 14 earlier on in Game 1 of the doubleheader played on June 21st, which feels like an eternity ago, if I have to be honest. But that is what a long baseball season will do to you, especially when you're in the broadcast booth for every game that a team plays. But it has been quite a ride as Matt McGann leads off the second inning for Wausau. He's already down 0-1 to Will Simmons. And Will Simmons can't find the outer half with the 0-1, so now it is 1-1 to Matt McGann, the catcher from Albion College in Michigan, by way of Sterling Heights, Michigan. McGann, the only difference from last night's lineup, as McGann hits this one into center field on a line, going back for his Isaiah Jackson, and he has it. So McGann flies out to Jackson for out number 1. As that will bring up another UW-Stevens Point pointer in Jacob Boos. Jacob Boos from Littleton, Colorado, playing now in his 4th game as a Woodchuck, batting .300. 3 hits so far, with one of them coming last night against the Mallards, as part of a 1-for-5 game. The only batter in the batting order doesn't wear batting gloves, but it's not a complete batting order unless you wear batting gloves, of course, or don't wear batting gloves. Let me rephrase that. It's not a complete batting order unless you have someone who does not wear batting gloves in the batting order. There we go. (0-2) to Jacob Boos. And Simmons will go outside on a fastball. All 3 of his hits so far have been singles. He also does have an RBI, 3 walks, and 2 runs scored, as well as an on-base percentage of .462. And the 1-2 is swung at. It is right back into the glove of Will Simmons, and he will just make a little toss over to Jake Goolsby at first base for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here for Will Simmons in the second, as that will bring up Ryan Blanchard, who for a third straight game here in Madison is the beer batter. The Chico State product, formerly Feather River College in California, from Eagle, Wisconsin. Now playing and starting his 7th game as a Woodchuck. 105 batting average, 2 hits. Does not have a hit yet since his return to Wausau in his now 3rd game back as a Woodchuck. 0-1 is going to be a breaking ball taking on the low outside corner for strike 2. So now it's 0-2 to Blanchard. And Simmons goes with the exact same pitch but misses a little outside. Blanchard 0 for 3, or 0 for 2 rather, last night against the Mallards. 3 walks, 1 RBI, 2 runs, and a stolen base for the Woodchuck shortstop. 1-2 is a breaking ball that misses again, this time low. As Simmons has tried the spiking curve. And Blanchard's looking to keep the inning alive for the Woodchucks. Simmons 2-2. Outside fastball for ball 3 that just misses. Yeah, it doesn't really sound like the fans here agreed, but that was the right call. Payoff pitch with 2 outs to Blanchard. He's looking to keep the inning going, and he will hit one down the right field line, but it's going to tail foul. Ryan Blanchard was so close to his first hit there. Well, instead, he'll have to try the 3-2 for a second time. And the payoff pitch is going to be a punch out that hits the lower half of the strike zone. So Ryan Blanchard goes down looking. He thought he had ball 4. But Jeremy Gaskin did not. And that will be a 1-2-3 inning for the Mallards here in the second. That'll take us into the bottom of the second, where the Mallards will look to extend the 2-0 lead. You're listening to Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Bottom of the second inning here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network, as it'll be Jake Goolsby leading off for the Madison Mallards, the home run hitter for Madison from Tuesday's game. Hit a 2-run home run over the right field wall. Jake Goolsby, the Charlotte University product, Conference USA. Matchup here between Marshall and Charlotte on the pitching mound. And at home plate, Peyton Schofield. 1-0 in a lefty-lefty matchup will drop in on a breaking ball for strike 1 to Jake Goolsby. 40 hits on the season for Goolsby, 6 doubles, 6 home runs, and 30 RBIs. And that one is hit into right field. That's going to drop for Goolsby. That'll be a leadoff single. And Goolsby has hit number 41 now, as the leadoff man has reached base now in back-to-back innings for Madison. And the first, that was a mistake by Ryan Blanchard. So that brings up Alex Harrell, the Arkansas State product. And he hits the first pitch he sees into foul territory, and Anthony McFarland is tracking it, and he will make the grab near the Woodchucks bullpen. So first pitch swinging by Harrell, and he is out on a foul fly. So now the leadoff man from last night is up for the Mallards, Davis Hamilton. Davis Hamilton, North Dakota State University, also from nearby Sun Prairie in Wisconsin, which I found out is the winningest program in Wisconsin in terms of state championships. In Division I, that is, as that ball gets away from McGann. That'll just be a pass ball as he let that one get by him. Won't be a wild pitch, but Jake Goolsby is going to take second base, which will take the double play ball out of effect. So definitely not ideal pass ball there. But like I was saying, Davis Hamilton and Liam Moreno were teammates on a recent state championship team for Sun Prairie in 2021. And now they're teammates here on the Madison Mallards. And a 1-0 curveball for strike one to Hamilton. Lefty-lefty matchup. Davis Hamilton playing in his 40th game as a Mallard, batting .242. 37 hits on the season, 7 doubles, 1 triple, 6 home runs, 29 runs batted in. And a low off speed by Schofield goes with the sinker. 21 walks as well for Davis Hamilton, who in the leadoff spot last night. 1 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. 2-1 from Schofield is going to be hit on the ground. It is to Jacob Boos, who plays it off a hop, and he will throw out Hamilton at first, but that does advance Goolsby to third. And if McGann would not have let that ball get by him, that would have potentially been a double play that could have ended the inning. But instead, we will see at least one more at bat, as it'll be the 9-hitter Noah Sudica coming to the plate. Noah Sudica, University of California, San Diego product, playing third base for the Mallards. He was also playing in Tuesday's game here at Warner Park between the Mallards and Woodchucks. Sudica batting .184, and he hits this one popped up in the infield. And this should do it for the inning, and it will. Anthony McFarland grabs it, and that'll be a pop-out to the UC Riverside first baseman. So that'll do it. And the game stays at a score of 2-0 as Will Simmons is heading back out there for a third inning here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
The Woodchucks are through the batting order in the first 2 innings against Will Simmons as Mike Adair comes to the plate for the second time. He is 1 for 1 already with that infield single as he rips one on the ground. That is to Davis Hamilton at second base, and he is thrown out on the first pitch he sees to start out the third. So now going back to the first, that is 5 straight retired batters for Will Simmons on the pitching mound. As Simmons trying to settle down the 2 losses he had against Wausau, he went 2 2/3 and 3 2/3. So if he is able to get through this third inning, he will be setting himself up pretty nicely against Wausau. As now it's also a guy who's 1 for 1. And as the second of 2 hits on the board so far for the Woodchucks, it's Christian Mitchell, who, like mentioned, 2-hit night last night, 2 doubles in his first 2 at-bats as well. Then was walked twice in a row. And then reached base 1 more time, which went down as an 0 for 1. I believe they called a reach on an error last night as well. 3-0 count, though, as Mitchell has not seen a strike yet in this at-bat. Mark Schallenberger on deck. Mike McGinnis in the hole, and Mitchell will be walked on 4 pitches. So that'll put a 1-out base runner on for Wausau. Third walk thrown by Will Simmons, who, like mentioned when we introduced him, did come in with only 18 walks allowed. And last time against Wausau, only walked 2 in 5 innings of work. Now has 3 already and just 2 1/3. In the loss against the Woodchucks, he had a combined 5 as well. Only allowed 3 in the June 21st loss and 2 on the June 9th loss. So now it's Mark Schallenberger for a second time, who takes first pitch strike 1. Schallenberger grounded to a double play in his first at-bat. Looking for a little bit of a flipping of the script after that. And catching the low outside corner with a fastball again is Simmons. So Schallenberger down 0-2, and he has had a bit of trouble with that low inside corner these past few games now. 0-2 from the right-handed throwing Will Simmons to Mark Schallenberger. And Schallenberger will stay alive. He fouls one into the stands along left field. So the count stays 0-2. Looking to keep the inning going for the Woodchucks as he pops one foul. This one out actually going to the stands along left field this time. Mark Schallenberger, 2 hits in the last 2 days, and both have been home runs. 2 late inning 3-run home runs as well. 0-2 for a third time. Schallenberger puts on the ground. This could be another double play. 4-6-3 will do it. And he has hit into a second double play that has put out him and Mitchell back-to-back times. 6-4-3 the last time, 4-6-3 this time. As that will do it for the third. Will Simmons only faces off against 3 batters once again. He is through 3 on the mound. Wausau is still scoreless. And it'll be Peyton Schofield coming back out for a third inning himself when we come back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch. Or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
It's the bottom of the third here from Warner Park. Will Charlton here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network once again. This is the 10th to last game Wausau has this season, and 5th to last on the road, as it'll be Jackson Tucker in the top of the order leading off against Peyton Schofield here in the third. Tucker reached on air in his first at-bat before Cal Fisher, who's on deck and will hit next, hit a home run as Tucker takes the 1-0 high on a breaking ball for ball 2. Two-0 to Tucker. And the fastball catches the low inside corner for strike 1 to Tucker, who came into this game batting .270 with an on-base percentage of .395, and he fouls back the 2-1, so it'll be 2-2 from Schofield. It was one of those lefties who doesn't have exactly the greatest velocity you've ever seen, but he does have very good stuff. Like mentioned, he's a 5-pitch pitcher. And he has 43 hits on the season, does Tucker. And the 2-2 from Schofield will be a breaking ball that Tucker stays alive on. A part of his 43 hits are 3 doubles, 1 triple, and 3 home runs for Tucker, who also just scored a 38th run in the first inning, thanks to the home run hit by the right-handed batting Cal Fisher, who was on deck. Pretty shallow, hitter-friendly left field wall here at Warner Park, as Tucker stays alive on the breaking ball once again. Madison, who came into this day in second place in the Great Lakes West behind first place Wisconsin Rapids after losing to the Chucks last night. And the 2-2 from Schofield for a third time is swung and missed at. That'll be strikeout number 2 for the left-hander of Marshall University, and he gets Tucker swinging. So now that brings up Cal Fisher, who is the home run hitter in this game. 7th home run for Fisher, and that was a no-doubter that went off his bat in the first inning. He fouls off the first pitch off speed from Schofield. Two-run home run, the first for Cal Fisher, is the first 2 runs on the board in this game. And the 0-1 is an outside pitch for ball 1 from Schofield on an off-speed. 1-1 to Fisher, who, like mentioned, picked up hit number 26 and home run number 7. And he fouls the 1-1 down the third baseline. It goes, or bounces off the wall of the Mallards. dugout. It's now the 1-2. From Schofield to Fisher. And Fisher will just stay alive as he fouls off another off-speed pitch by Peyton Schofield. One, two. Once again. And Schofield is going to go with the breaking ball that Ryan Blanchard cannot field cleanly. That'll be a second error on Blanchard. Peyton Schofield now has seen a second base runner reach because of error, and both are because of Ryan Blanchard, who's playing shortstop. So kind of a rough start for Blanchard. The first two errors for the Woodchucks are credited to him, as the 1-0 is thrown outside on a fastball to Isaiah Jackson, who was the first of three strikeouts, rather, to Peyton Schofield. And Schofield's 2-0 to the Arizona State Sun Devil is going to miss low on a fastball for ball 3. Also, the home run that was hit by Cal Fisher was the first home run that Peyton Schofield has allowed this season, which, I mean, makes sense. Obviously, it's only his third appearance. 3-0 strike one. So now 3-1 to Isaiah Jackson as Schofield, who's in his second stint with the Woodchucks, trying to get back in this count. And like mentioned, in his first stint with Wausau in 2021, made 15 appearances with 3 starts, a 5-1 record and 2 saves. As that one's hit into center field by Isaiah Jackson, it's going to be playable for Mark Schallenberger's out there, and he will make the grab on the flyout. So that'll be out number 2. Has one center fielder to the other, if you will. But like I was talking about for Schofield, second time with the Woodchucks. He had a 5.79 ERA in 2021, a 1.53 whip, and 37 and a third on the mound, 38 strikeouts, 31 hits, 29 runs, 24 earned, 26 walks, and a 231 batting average against. As now it is Kenyon Brown for a second time, who fouls back the first pitch he sees. And he flew out in foul territory. I did not need to just say foul territory, so I said he flew out. That was implied. That was into the glove of Matt McGann, the Woodchucks catchers tonight. 0-1 to Brown, the right-handed batting North Carolina A&T product. Schofield can't find the outer half with the fastball. That's ball 1. This past year at Marshall, Peyton Schofield made 7 appearances on the pitching mound, a 5.4 ERA, 2.16 walks and hits per innings pitch rate, 8 1/3 on the mound. Struck out 5, allowed 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned. Walk 9. And opposing batters hit 300 against the Southpaw. Transferred to Marshall from two different places, Charlton Southern University and Southeastern Community College. So now in his third stop, playing college baseball as he misses low on the fastball to Kenyon Brown, 2-1 count to the Mallard catcher. As the 2-1 from Schofield will be a strike that is fouled off by Brown. And now the count is 2-2. So he has fouled off the 2 pitches thrown for strikes in this at-bat. as Brown is looking to keep the inning alive for the Madison Mallards. The 16-13 Mallards and 31-30 overall. 31-31 rather overall. And he fouls off the 2-2 as heading off to second was Cal Fisher. But he'll have to go back to first. Two-two once again from Peyton Schofield. Inside fastball that nearly grazes the jersey of Kenyon Brown. And now with the payoff pitch, Matt McGinn is going to signal something to his infield to be ready for a potential ground ball perhaps. Payoff pitch with 2 outs. And Brown down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases. Donnie Scott is sending Fisher home, and Madison's going to have their third run off the RBI double by Kenyon Brown. That's where the error hurts you, because the Woodchucks would have been out of this inning if Ryan Blanchard just makes the clean play to first base. So errors once again hurting Wausau so far in this game. It still could be 1-0. As Jackson Tucker should have been thrown out in the first at-bat of the game. And then Cal Fisher should not have reached base here in the third. And the flyout by Jackson should have been what ended the inning. But instead now it's 3-0 Mallards because of the RBI double by Kenyon Brown. The all-star catcher showing some talent with his stick, as Kenyon Brown picks up his 9th double and 19th RBI, and that brings up Liam Moreno for a second time. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, 1 of 3 for Peyton Schofield. Still 2 outs here in the third, as Wausau's hoping to not go down by more than just 3 at this point. The fourth is where the Woodchucks scored their first run last night, as that one's hit down the left field line by Liam Moreno, but will go foul into the big inflatable that's down there in the, I guess you would call it the kid zone, potentially. I think it's like a speed pitch inflatable or something like that. So now it's 0-2 to the Mallard left fielder, as Schofield is looking to retire the side. And he won't do it off that pitch. He's heading to third on a wild pitch will be Kenyon Brown. So now the fourth run for the Mallards is 90 feet away. 1-2 count to Moreno after McGann cannot handle the breaking ball. Schofield 1-2. It is a high curveball. And that will even the count at 2. Acting field manager Ross Davis was looking for 3, maybe 4 out of Schofield in this game. If Schofield could get them into a fourth, he would be very happy about that. And that'll be a breaking ball that drops in the strike zone for strike 3 as Moreno goes down looking for a second time. It was the exact same pitch that got him the first time, and he has punched out for a second time, as that will do it for the third. Mallards add 1 more run, though, and it was partially credited due to the error committed by Ryan Blanchard once again. And that will make it 3-0 Madison as we're into the fourth from Warner Park.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS, but one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. After Will Simmons has only faced off against 6 batters in the last 2 innings, Mike McGinnis leads off the 4th for Wausau. He hits the first pitch he sees to Cal Fisher at shortstop, and that will be a 6-3 ground out of Mike McGinnis off the first pitch of the inning. So that was a quick out for Fisher, who now has retired 6 of the last 7 batters he's faced off against. The only base run he allowed was the walk to Christian Mitchell. And he has forced 2 double play balls by arguably the Woodchucks' best hitter, Mark Schallenberger. And that brings up Trent Van Ness for a second time. Simmons finds the low inside corner with the fastball for strike 1. Trent Van Ness was walked in his first at-bat. One of 3 walks already allowed for Simmons. And the 0-1 is going to be in there for strike 2 as well from the recent freshman right-hander. Fourth time the Woodchucks are seeing Will Simmons this season. And Van Ness is going to be a 4th strikeout for Simmons, or a 3rd strikeout rather. 2 up, 2 down once again here in the 4th, as Wausau does not have a hit still since the 1st. Will Simmons looking to only face off against 9 batters in 3 innings now, as Anthony McFarland is coming to the plate for a second time, and he was the first of now 3 strikeouts for Simmons, and he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. Does McFarland, like mentioned, 2 singles in the game for Anthony McFarland yesterday. Also stole a base as Simmons goes with the breaking ball that will hit the lower or inside half of the strike zone. So now McFarland is down 0-2 already with 2 outs. Simmons looking for a really quick inning on the pitching mound, and that is going to be a punch out, as that was a beautiful slider by Will Simmons. He gets Anthony McFarland looking for a second time on 3 pitches. That will do it. So he only throws 7 pitches in the inning, picks up 2 strikeouts, and goes 1-2-3, as that'll send us into the bottom of the 4th here from Warner Park. You're listening to Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. Peyton Schofield into his 4th inning of work on the pitching mound, as Jake Goolsby will be the batter who leads off the inning for the Mallards. He is 1 for 1, singled in his first at-bat. Was stranded at third in the second, as first pitch on an off-speed will be taken for strike 1 from Schofield to Goolsby. And I do have to imagine this will regardless be the last inning for Goolsby, or Goolsby will certainly not be done after this at-bat, but this might be the last inning of work for Schofield on the mound, as Brock Turkington is already warming up in the pen for the Woodchucks. Ross Davis said he was hot today going into this game, so would not be surprised to see him come onto the mound. 0-2 to Goolsby. It is a fastball that clips the outer edge, and that'll be another strikeout for Peyton Schofield, his 4th now. And 5th rather, his 5th strikeout of the game. I keep forgetting he struck out Isaiah Jackson the first time. That is now the 3rd looking strikeout, too, for Schofield. And those 5 are already a season high for Peyton on the mound. He came in with only 2 in 2 appearances. So on one half, the starting pitcher has 5. The other has 4. As that one's hit on a line into right field. It's trackable and it's playable for Trent Van Ness, as Alex Harrell is down for the 2nd time. So just like the Mallards, 2 quick outs to start off the inning. It's 2 very quick outs for Schofield on the mound here in the 4th. As now with 2 outs will come Davis Hamilton to the plate. And Hamilton is 0 for 1 with a ground out, as Schofield is looking for his first 1-2-3 on the mound, which would more likely take him out of this game, as Ross was looking for 4 if possible from Schofield. He goes fastball low to Hamilton, this lefty-lefty matchup to start off the at-bat. Davis Hamilton, the second baseman once again for the Mallards. Off-speed strike 1 from Schofield. Like mentioned, Hamilton was leading off for Madison in last night's game. One, and that will be taken on the lower half. Another off-speed pitch by Peyton Schofield. 1-2 now with 2 outs. As Schofield's looking to get out of the inning, and Hamilton puts one down the left field line, but it's just going to go foul. He put the end of his bat out there, tried to push it down the left field line, but a little bit of backspin, I guess you would say, took it into foul territory. So 1-2, and that one's hit into right center, but it's going to be Trent Van Ness who comes over into the gap to make the grab for out number 3. Pretty quick inning on the mound for Schofield. That's it. That is a very solid outing for the left-hander. He goes 4 full, picks up 5 strikeouts, only allows 3 hits, but does allow 3 runs, unfortunately. One of them won't be earned, though. Actually, 2 of them won't be earned to Schofield. And that will take us into the 5th here from Warner Park, where Madison leads at 3-0 on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Will Simmons into his 5th inning of work on the pitching mound. He's first facing off against Matt McGann, who grounds one foul over by Chris Wilsey, the third base coach for the Woodchucks, but it goes down the third base line and it goes into left field. As they had to call time to go get that ball and take it out of playable territory. So now it'll be an 0-1 count to Matt McGann, who flew out to Isaiah Jackson his first at-bat. Now he's down 0-2 to Simmons in a righty-righty matchup. Matt McGann, the catcher, like mentioned, the only change in the lineup from yesterday. It was Ryan Blackwell catching instead of McGann. 0-2 fastball low and outside from Simmons, who did go 5 full last time against the Woodchucks, and that resulted in a win. He also allowed a lot more hits than he has so far, as that is going to be a hit by pitch on a breaking ball on a 1-2 count to McGann. So that'll be a leadoff base runner for the Woodchucks as Matt McGann takes one on the inside shoulder. Only the 6th base runner allowed now for Will Simmons in the game, as that will bring up Jacob Boos, who's hitting in the 8 hole here. First pitch to Boos is going to be swung at, and it is to Cal Fisher at shortstop. They're trying to turn 2 again, and that will not be a double. Whoa. They're going to call it a double play. Oh, I'm really hoping they called interference on that, because there's no way that Jacob Boos was thrown out at first base. So I'm really hoping that was interference that put out Jacob Boos, because Jake Goolsby was not even near the bag when Jacob Boos stepped on it. It was a high throw that took Goolsby off the bag, and when Boos stepped on it, Goolsby was in the air. So I guess if it's an interference, I didn't see the slide from McGann into second. But that is another double play, the 3rd already turned by the Mallards on defense. Now there's 2 outs in the inning, as it's a 1-1 count to Ryan Blanchard. And make that a 1-2 count from Will Simmons, who is looking to face off only against 3 batters for the 4th straight inning now. Ryan Blanchard, 1-2. Outside fastball. Mike Adair on deck in the top of the order if the Woodchucks are able to get Blanchard on base. 2-2 to Blanchard. Low and outside on a fastball as Kenyon Brown can't relocate it. That'll make the count full with 2 outs once again, just like it was to Blanchard in the second. And that's going to be an inside pitch to Blanchard, as Simmons can't find the inside corner. So Blanchard will keep the inning alive as Simmons throws his 4th walk, which now is already the most walks he's thrown in a game to the Woodchucks. Simmons also threw the most strikeouts against Wausau last time he saw them, and the most strikeouts he's had this season alone, 6 in a game, as Mike Adair comes up to the plate once again. And he takes first pitch low off speed by Simmons. 4-1. Adair 1 for 2 with that ground out to Davis Hamilton, his last at bat that led off the 3rd inning. The 4th was when the Woodchucks broke through for the first time yesterday. Let's see if they can do it again. 1-0 to Adair is taken low on a fastball. Ball 2. Christian Mitchell on deck if Adair can keep the inning going. Like mentioned, 2 for 4 last night was Mike Adair. 2-0. And that'll find the low inside corner for strike 1. To the Dayton Flyer from Fort Gibson, Oklahoma. Transferred to Dayton from Seminole State in Oklahoma. Now has 4 two-hit games since his return to Wausau against the Rockford Rivets on July 21st. And also, fun fact, yesterday's win was the first win that Adair has played in since his return to Wausau. As since he came back, the Woodchucks had not won a game. 2-1 to the Woodchuck left field, and that is a ball that is lined past the glove of Davis Hamilton at second base. Heading to third is Blanchard, and he's going to slide in safely. Adair's off to second and will be safe. He advances on the throw. Paul Hess, the third base umpire tonight, calls Adair safe as he advances the second on the throw. He hits his second single of the game, and that puts runners 2 in scoring position for the Woodchucks. With Christian Mitchell coming to the plate as Sean Brown, the pitching coach for the Mallards, is coming out to the pitching mound. That was a well-hit ball that Davis Hamilton could not field properly. Tried to play it on the bounce, but took his chance, letting it get by his glove, as Wausau now will have the tying run coming to the plate. And Christian Mitchell, who is 1 for 1 still. And then if he can get on, you got Mark Schallenberger on deck, who is playing in his final game as a Woodchuck. So Wausau has their 3rd hit. 2 of them to Adair now, as that brings up Christian Mitchell, like mentioned, was walked on 4 pitches last time he came to the plate. Runners on second and third for Wausau here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Like to rescind a statement I made earlier. The 4th was when the Woodchucks broke through yesterday. That is true, but they did not score in the 4th today. So let's see if they can score in the 5th now. 1-0 to Christian Mitchell. Fastball strike 1 on the outer half. Christian Mitchell and Mike Adair, the only 2 hitters who have the 3 hits. Can they make it 4 and put Wausau in the run column? Mitchell takes fastball up in the zone for strike 2. The Central Michigan Chippewa turned Cincinnati Bearcat. Christian Mitchell, 1-2 count from Will Simmons, who's looking to retire him for the first time. And Mitchell holds off the low outside slider. That was a spiking breaking ball by Will Simmons that Mitchell just laid off of. I mean, barely laid off of. 19th game, 18th start for Mitchell. Comes in batting .250. 2-2 from Simmons will be low and outside on another breaking ball. That will make the count full to Mitchell, who's looking to reach base for a 3rd time. Payoff pitch coming to Mitchell with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Mitchell will stay alive. He fouls it off over the grandstand here. So we'll try the payoff once again between Simmons and Mitchell. 3-2. for a second time. Mitchell hits this one into right field, and it's going to be played by Jackson Tucker. Mike Adair is going to be sent home. It's a good throw home by Tucker, and Adair is going to be thrown out at the plate. So Mitchell scores 1 run at least, but a tough call on the send by Chris Wilsey at third base. I'm not too sure if I agree with that send because of the fact that Mark Schallenberger was on deck. But Christian Mitchell hits his second of the game, scores a run in Ryan Blanchard, but Adair being thrown out is what will do it here for the top of the 5th. Wausau breaks through, though. It is now 3-1 Mallards here from Warner Park.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Peyton Schofield, his night is done after going 4 full on the mound, allowing 3 hits, no walks, striking out 5, allowing 3 runs, only 1 earned, though, because of 2 errors. As that draws into the game, the Ripon Red Hawk from Baraboo, Wisconsin, Brock Turkington. And Turkington, the right-hander, coming in for an 8th time with the Woodchucks, a 4.91 ERA, 1.82 walks and hits per innings pitched rate. First facing off against Noah Sudica here in the bottom of the 5th inning. After Schofield goes 1-2-3 in the 4th, 0-1 to Sudica, swung and missed out another fastball, 0-2 from Turkington. He's gone 11 full on the pitching mound, has 10 strikeouts with his season-high 4 coming against Lakeshore on July 14th. 15 hits allowed, 6 runs all earned, 5 walks, an opposing batting average of .341. 0-2 to Sudica is going to be a fastball right down the middle, and Sudica goes down looking. So Brock Turkington picks up his first strikeout and his first batter faced, and that is strikeout number 11, and now 8 appearances on the pitching mound for Brock Turkington. Last time out for Turkington, go over that in just a second, as Jackson Tucker, the leadoff man, and the top of the order for the Mallards, back up to the plate. Brock Turkington 1-0 to Tucker. Fastball will just miss a little high and outside, as Turkington coming in for the first time since July 31st in the doubleheader against the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. He came in Game 2 of the doubleheader for 2 innings of work, as that is a ground ball hit up the middle by Tucker, and it won't be fielded clean. That's going to be an infield single. Ryan Blanchard tried to make a play on it, but it would have been a tough play regardless. So due to the fact that Tucker probably would have beat it out anyway, it's going to go down as a hit. So that'll be Tucker's first official time on base as he has reached an error, but because of that, he was still 0 for 2 with a run rather than 1 for 2 with a run. That brings up Cal Fisher, who hit a home run last time he had Jackson Tucker on first base. Cal Fisher is 1 for 2, reached on error last time up. He's been the only run that's been earned so far to Peyton Schofield, as the appeal down to Matt Beaver at first base is in favor of the Mallards on the check swing by Fisher. It's ball 1 instead of strike 1 on the elevated fastball by Brock Turkington. Cal Fisher, the shortstop, up for a third time. Like mentioned, 1 for 2. Jackson Tucker's off to second. That's a good throw by McGann, and Tucker is going to be thrown out at second base. Fantastic throw by Matt McGann. And Tucker, who had 26 stolen bases coming into this game, is thrown out at second base. So that'll be out number 2 here in the inning. That was a fantastic throw by Matt McGann. Put it right where it needed to be. And it's a 1-1 count to Fisher, who swung through the pitch on the stolen base attempt. Curveball for strike 2 from Turkington as Fisher takes it. And Turkington only looking to face off against 3 batters here in the 5th. 1-2 is going to hit the inside shoulder of Fisher. So Turkington hits him on the breaking ball. And that'll keep the inning alive for the Mallards. Last time out for Turkington, he allowed 3 hits, 2 runs both earned, walked 2, and struck out 1 in 9 batters faced against Wisconsin Rapids on Monday in Game 2 of the doubleheader. So now it's Isaiah Jackson, who is 0 for 2, was 1 of 5 strikeouts for the Woodchucks starter tonight, Peyton Schofield. .1-0 count from Turkington to the left-handed batting Isaiah Jackson, the center fielder for the Mallards. And he will take a fastball low for ball 2. The Woodchucks, who come into this game 2-2 at Warner Park this season, wins of 6-4, and last night 14-6. Losses of 7-0 on opening day on Memorial Day, and 3-1 that came this past Tuesday in the makeup game from July 9th that was supposed to be played, but got moved to Tuesday. 2-1 to Jackson. Ground ball, that's going to get into right field. That'll be a single. Only advancing to second is Cal Fisher. That's the second single that has been allowed now by Brock Turkington since coming into the game. Still 2 outs in the inning as that'll bring up Kenyon Brown as Madison is looking to answer back after the Woodchucks scored their first run of the game in the top of the inning. So Kenyon Brown, 1 for 2 with that RBI double he had back in his last at-bat in the 3rd. Hits the first pitch he sees from Turkington, fouls it off. It will go out of the grandstand here at Warner Park. Really, really nice crowd here in Madison, Wisconsin tonight on what is the last firework night here in Madison this season. 0-1 put on the ground to Jacob Boost, and he will make the putout of Isaiah Jackson at second himself. So that will do it as Madison will strand 2 base runners here in the 5th, and the score will remain 3-1 into the 6th inning, as the Woodchucks will look to try and add another and get a little bit closer, even tie the game up when we come back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you can tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, Couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. Will Simmons goes 5 full on the pitching mound. His day is over. Allows 4 hits, 4 walks, strikes out 4, and allows 1 run. As coming into the game is the right-handed pitcher from Edgewood College, Justin Gross. Gross, right-hander, coming in for the first time as a Madison Mallard. As Mark Schallenberg's a soft roller in the infield to Noah Sudica at third base, and Schallenberger is now 0 for 3 as he grounds out for what is now a third time. So Schallenberger has not been able to put one in the air yet. As now with Schallenberger down, that will bring up Mike McGinnis, who is 0 for 1. He's had back-to-back multi-hit games, and now he's facing off against a new right-hander in Justin Gross. Just finished up his sophomore year with Edgewood College, 6'4", 230 right-hander from Fitchburg, Wisconsin. So he goes to nearby Edgewood College, which is in Madison, as the 1-0 fastball misses low and outside to the Georgia State Panther from Newnan, Georgia, Mike McGinnis. His next game played will be his 50th. That he at least gets put into the game at some point as a Woodchuck. And the 2-1 is going to be a low outside fastball for ball 3 from Justin Gross. First time on the mound, like mentioned, for the Mallards. Justin Gross, 3-0, will be inside to McGinnis. Or will catch the inner half of the strike zone, rather, for strike 1 on the fastball. So now 3-1 to McGinnis, who has not swung his bat yet in the at-bat and will not have to. He takes a 5-pitch walk. McGinnis stays over 1, but has been walked now for a second time, as that brings up Trent Van Ness. Trent Van Ness, speaking of walks, is 0 for 1 with a walk. And the Mallards, who walked the Woodchucks 7 different times last night, or the Mallards, who are walked total of 7 times. McGinnis is off to second, and he will be caught stealing. That was a nice throw by Kenyon Brown. McGinnis, who was trying to steal yet another bag, came into this game with 12 and was successful 2 different times last night without being caught stealing. He is thrown out by Kenyon Brown. So that'll be out number 2 now, and the bases are empty for Trent Van Ness. I want to correct what I said earlier about the walks. It felt like the Woodchucks were walked a lot more than 7 times, and that was the case. They were walked 12 times yesterday. As Trent Van Ness takes the 1-1 low on the off-speed pitch by Jacob Gross. So taking advantage of 12 walks were the Woodchucks in that 14-6 win yesterday. 2-1 to Van Ness is foul back on an inside pitch. So it'll be 2-2. As Madison has allowed 5 walks now in the game already. But the Woodchucks only have 1 run to show for it. And the score that's on the board right now is the score that ended the game on Tuesday, 3-1. 2-2 to Van Ness. And it will be taken low on a changeup. Van Ness was one of 4 strikeouts for Will Simmons in the game, who currently is in line for the win. Payoff pitch to Van Ness will be taken low, and that'll be the second walk allowed in the inning now by Justin Gross. So while he has forced 1 out and found a second, he will only go 2/3 of an inning as Donnie Scott is coming out to the pitching mound to make a pitching change. We'll introduce who it is when we come back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just 1 line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
In his Mallard debut, he only goes 2/3 of an inning for Justin Gross, allows 2 walks, but does pick up a couple of outs thanks to McGinnis being thrown out on the base path on the caught stealing attempt. As coming in now is Chad McCann, a familiar name against the Woodchucks. He's coming in for his 16th time for the Mallards, 3-0 record, ERA of 4.73, a whip of 1.28, an opposing batting average of 263 in 26 2/3 of work on the pitching mound. He's allowed 25 hits, 16 runs, 14 earned. Has struck out 17 and walked 9. He's first facing off against Anthony McFarland here to start off his evening on the pitching mound on this Friday night in the Wisconsin Capitol. Chad McCann, the 6'4" right-hander from Campbellsville University, has missed on his second pitch thrown to Anthony McFarland. Second summer with the Mallards. Like mentioned, was more of a hitter last year, but completely a pitcher this time around, as the 3-0 misses to McFarland again, or the 2-0 rather misses to McFarland. 4-3-0 now. And he did come into the game against the Woodchucks on Tuesday, pitched for an inning and 2/3, and against 7 batters faced, only walked 1. That was it. That was the only thing he did. 3-0 to McFarland, and he has started the outing with a walk. So that's 3 straight walks by the Mallards pitching staff combined of Gross and McCann. And think about this. If McGinnis just would have waited for the walk to Van Ness, he would be at third right now with only 1 out. But instead, there's 2 outs, and Matt McGann coming to the plate. After 1 run last night, though, was when the Woodchucks did score 2 in the next inning. So let's see if they can repeat what they did last night and keep up the good work. The vibes did seem good with the team today, as Matt McGann comes to the plate, being 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch, as McCann has not thrown a strike yet, and McGann fouls off the first strike that is thrown by McCann. So McCann to McGann. Oh, I'm going to get this messed up at least once. Oh, 1 from McCann to McGann. Outside. That nearly hit McGann. Oh, it did. They're saying it hit the inside shoulder. So McGann gets hit for a second time on his inside shoulder on a breaking ball once again. And that will load the bases for the Woodchucks. And just think, if McGinnis does not get caught stealing, it would be a 3-2 ball game with only 1 out now. So now it's Jacob Boos, who takes a first pitch high fastball from Chad McCann. With bases loaded, Jacob Boos is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts and has a chance to potentially tie this game up with 1 swing of the bat. McCann finds the strike zone, the low outside corner with the off-speed. Campbellsville University against UW-Stevens Point here between McCann and Boos. The second baseman for the Woodchucks takes the 1-1 low in the strike zone for strike 2. So now McCann is looking to leave bases loaded stranded for Wausau, which would be the second time that has happened in this game. On deck is Evan Funkhauser. So it looks like the day of Ryan Blanchard will be over, as the 1-2 is fouled off on an inside pitch by Boos, who's looking to keep the inning alive for the Chucks. One-two. For a second time, McCann, the right-hander's delivery. Outside fastball for ball 2. Evan Funkhauser will be replacing Ryan Blanchard, regardless of if Boos gets on base or not, which obviously, of course, we hope he does. 2-2. Boos fouls off the off-speed pitch. Two-two once again to Boos. Mr. No Batting Gloves. But he swings and misses, and McCann will leave bases loaded stranded, as Boos is now down for a 3rd time. And that is the 2nd time in the game the Woodchucks have left bases loaded stranded. The score stays 3-1 Mallards into the bottom of the 6th inning here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Brock Turkington entering his second inning on the pitching mound. He's first facing off against the leadoff man, Liam Moreno, here in the 6-4 Madison. Liam Moreno, the left fielder. 0 for 2 with 2 backwards Ks, 2 of the 5 to Peyton Schofield. And the 0-1 will be a breaking ball that clips the outer half for strike 2 to Moreno. So Turkington looking to put up Moreno for the third time already in the game. Turkington allowed a couple of hits in the 5th. And Moreno is going to put one down the left field line that hit the foot of third base umpire Paul Hess. So it's going to be foul. But that is actually a pitch from a right-hander that Moreno has not seen very well at all in this game so far. In fact, he's gone down looking from that pitch coming from the opposite hand of a left-hander. So maybe he's one of those guys who maybe sees righties no differently than lefties. 0-2 again from Turkington. And it's another breaking ball that's popped up. It's going into shallow center field, and it is Mark Schallenberger who calls everyone off to make the grab for out number 1. And yes, like mentioned, Evan Funkhauser is in the game now for Ryan Blanchard. But while I have a chance tomorrow, the Woodchucks head to Wisconsin Rapids for 2 with the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. They will resume the game that got suspended from July 28th. That game will start in the bottom of the second with 2 outs and a 2-1 count. And then that game will go until the 9th. And immediately following that one, well, not immediately, but as soon as possible following that one, will be a 7-inning game 2 from Witter Field. You can listen to both those right back here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network if you want the hometown call. Or else you will be joined by my good buddy Kevin Malater on the call on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. If you prefer to watch the game on your television. 2-0 off-speed pitch for strike 1 to Jake Goolsby, who is the second hitter of the inning for the Mallards. 6th hitter tonight for Donnie Scott's club. And Goolsby fouls off the 2-1. It's now 2-2. Goolsby 1 for 2, struck out. Two-two to Goolsby. Will be taken low and outside from Turkington. Full count now with 1 out on the board. Payoff pitch. will be swung up by Goolsby. It's grounded to McFarland at first, and he will do the work himself. That is a 3 unassisted, and that'll be 2 up, 2 down here for Brock Turkington on the mound here in the 6th. So now that brings up Alex Harrell, who is 0 for 2 in the game. Flew out to Trent Van Ness in right field last time he's up. The right-handed batting Harrell facing off against the right-handed throwing Turkington. And he hits this one into right center. It's got some carry, and it is off the scoreboard. It's going to be a close play at second, though. Schallenberg puts a good throw in there. And coming off the bag and being thrown out is Harrell. He had a double, but his foot came off the bag. And Evan Funkhauser laid the tag down after Harrell came off of the second base bag. That is an unfortunate way for the inning to end for the Mallards, as it is a double for Harrell, but he comes off the bag and he will be out. So that'll do it. The score stays 3-1 into the latter part of this game as the Woodchucks back up to bat when we come back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Evan Funkhauser's into the game now. Is the leadoff man against Chad McCann here in the top of the 7th inning. As we are into the final 3 here at Warner Park in this Friday night affair between division rivals as Funkhauser rips one down the left field line, and it looks like it took out a beer. Went right into the cup of what I assume is probably a beer. One 1 now to Funkhauser, who takes an inside breaking ball for ball 2. The shortstop from Lindenwood University, or soon to be a product of Lindenwood University, transferred from St. Charles Community College, product of Edwardsville, Illinois, playing in his 8th game now as a Woodchuck. He's 0 for 14 from the plate, but has been walked 3 times and has stolen 1 base. And last time he played was against the Rafters of Wisconsin Rapids on Wednesday. He went 0 for 2 with 2 walks and a run scored. 2-2 to Evan Funkhauser. McCann throws fastball and Funkhauser stays alive. It'll be at least 9-1-2 here in the inning for the Woodchucks. We're still trailing by a couple. Fifth of 6 times they'll play at Warner Park here this season. 2-2 to Funkhauser once again is taken high and outside on a fastball. That'll load the count full. The next time the Woodchucks will be at this ballpark is the final game of the regular season, which is a week from tomorrow, and I can't believe I'm already saying that. As 3-2 to Funk Cows will be taken high for ball 4, and that'll be a leadoff walk. So the Mallards pitching staff has been having a little bit of trouble with their command, as McCann now throws another walk. And now the top of the order with Mike Adair is coming to the plate. He is 2 for 3 with 2 singles once again. So that is now the 5th 2-hit game at least since coming back to Wausau. And he has been arguably the toughest out in this batting order recently for the Woodchucks. 0-1 to Adair. And that one taken outside on an off-speed pitch. As Adair will be looking to get on base for a third time in the game now. 1-1 from McCann. And a fastball misses high to Adair. On deck is Christian Mitchell, who has also had 2 hits in this game once again. He is 2 for 2. Has reached base 3 times in his first 3 at-bats. 2-1 to Adair. And Adair takes inside 2-1 for ball 3. Three-one to Mike Adair. McCann will throw it low and outside. And that's now back-to-back walks allowed by Chad McCann to start off the 7th inning here. So the tying run is aboard for the Woodchucks, who did leave bases loaded stranded in the 6th as well as the 1st. So the Woodchucks have had chances to break through, just have not been able to put more runs on the board besides the one that was scored in the 5th. Thanks to the RBI single of Christian Mitchell, as that will draw Chad McCann out of the ballgame and bring in now the 4th pitcher for the Madison Mallards. We'll introduce him when we come back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
So the Mallards are bringing in their 4th pitcher into this game now. It's Cade Hansen, a right-handed pitcher from University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. 6'3", from New Braunfels, Texas. Coming for the 3rd time as a Mallard, he's facing off against Christian Mitchell with runners on 1st and 2nd. Christian Mitchell sees a fastball go by him for strike 1 from the right-hander. He's gone 2 1/3 on the mound, has allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, and has struck out 1 in 10 batters faced in 2 appearances for Cade Hansen. Last time out was just a couple of days ago against Lakeshore, as Mitchell hits this one into deep left field. It's got carry, and it is caught at the warning track. Funkhauser's going to tag up to 3rd, and he'll be safe. Wow, Christian Mitchell got all of that baseball, but just missed a home run that would have given the Woodchucks the lead by just a couple of feet. It was caught at the warning track at the wall by Liam Moreno. That was the hardest hit ball I've seen Christian Mitchell hit this season so far. He was looking to put his first home run on the board this summer, but instead he flies out. And that puts Evan Funkhauser now at third base. And now it's Mark Schallenberger, who did tie the game up last night for the Woodchucks in the seventh inning, or the sixth inning rather, part of that 7-run sixth inning, and he did hit a 3-run home run against Rapids in the seventh inning on Wednesday night, and he has a chance to hit another 3-run home run right here with runners on the corners and only one out. Can Mark Schallenberger hit a third in 3 days? 2-0 taken inside. Oh, no, it clipped the inner half for strike one, according to Jeremy Gaskin. Mark Schallenberger 0 for 3, looking for one final shebang as a Woodchuck, this summer at least. 2-1. And Schallenberger hits this one into deep center field. It's got carry. It's going to score Evan Funkhauser. That'll be a sacrifice fly that makes this game 3-2. Mark Schallenberger and Christian Mitchell have just both hit back-to-back well-hit baseballs, but they have both resulted in only one run as Evan Funkhauser makes this game 3-2 as he comes across home plate. And Mike Adair stays at first base. So Schallenberger picks up another RBI. And Mike McGinnis is looking to keep the inning going. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks so far. McGinnis hits this one down the right field line, and it is going to be off the wall out there. Chris Wilsey's going to hold Mike Adair at third base, and Mike McGinnis has another double. That's now the third straight game with a double for Mike McGinnis. A push double from Mike McGinnis has put runners at second and third with the leading run in scoring position for Wausau. If you go back to Mark Schallenberger's sac fly, though, that is RBI number 26 of the season. As Canyon Brown is going to go out there and talk to the right-handed throwing Cade Hansen, who is, like mentioned, only making his third appearance on the mound for the Mallards. Still no decision. The first time he came out to pitch was in a loss to Fond du Lac on July 30th. And then, like I mentioned, the outing against Lakeshore of 1 1/3 at Capco Park on Wednesday night. So now it's Trent Van Ness with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position as Donnie Scott is coming out to the pitching mound again. And Donnie Scott is going to signal to the pitching mound, or signal to the bullpen, more than likely, I'd imagine. And he is going to signal to the bullpen. So Donnie Scott is going to make another pitching change. And that'll now be the 5th pitcher coming into the game for Madison. And we're only in the top of the 7th. We'll be back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Donnie Scott has made another call to the bullpen. This is now the fifth pitcher in the game for the Madison Mallards. As coming in will be another right-hander, and it'll be Jack Bennett, who is making his third appearance with the Mallards, has one save, which came against the Woodchucks in Tuesday's win. As Bennett has gone 3 full in the mound, has allowed 2 hits, 1 run, it was earned, has walked 1 and struck out 5, has a 3 flat ERA, a walks and hits per innings pitch rate of 1 flat, and opposing batting average of 182. And now coming to the plate will be Trent Van Ness. So between Justin Gross, Chad McCann, and Cade Hansen, that only equates to 1 2/3 on the pitching mound, as Trent Van Ness has a chance to put the Woodchucks in front with a hit. 1-0. That'll be a fastball for strike 1. Came in for 1 full inning against the Woodchucks. Closed the game in the 9th. Picked up the save in the 3-1 win for Madison. Struck out 2, walked 1, and 4 batters faced. And now he's on for the 3rd time. 1-1 to Van Ness is hit down the right field line and will go out of the grandstand. No, it went into the stands, and a fan actually caught it. (1-2) to Trent Van Ness, who is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. He's looking to keep the inning going for the Woodchucks. Van Ness down the right field line again. That is where he hit his double last night. He pushed one into right field. A 2 RBI double. As Jack Bennett, the Western Kentucky Hilltopper from Paducah, Kentucky, is looking to keep the Mallards in front into the 8th inning, or the bottom of the 7th, rather. 1-2 to Van Ness is swung at into right field, and Jackson Tucker is going to make the grab on the flyout. So the Woodchucks leave 2 runners in scoring position, and that is now 5 left in the last 2 innings for Wausau. They add 1 more, though, and the score is 3-2 into the bottom of the 7th. You're listening to Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Bottom of the 7th inning here from Warner Park, as it is a 3-2 lead for the Madison Mallards. 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Wausau. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Ducks, who call this Duck Pond home. Davis Hamilton leads off against Turkington here in the bottom of the 7th, as Hamilton takes first pitch, strike 1 on the low outside corner. Hamilton 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out. Like mentioned, did lead off last night. Was 1 for 4, as Turkington misses on the 0-1. Getting loose in the pen looks to be Clayton Burke for the Woodchucks. So I imagine Turkington might go this 7th, and then they might turn it over to Clayton Burke. 1-1, as Hamilton hits this one into left field. Going back is Mike Adair, and he will not make the grab. That one's off the wall. Davis Hamilton is heading into second base, and he will have a standing up double. So that's the second double allowed by Turkington. Both have come in back-to-back at-bats, but Alex Harrell was thrown out after his foot came off the bag. That ended the inning in the 6th. Came around, rounded second a little too hard. But Davis Hamilton starts off the inning at second base in scoring position for Madison, who is still looking for their first run now since the 3rd. Madison has 8 first inning runs in this 2-game set. As that ball gets away from Matt McGann, and getting over safely to third base will be Davis Hamilton. Wild pitch thrown by Turkington, and now with no outs, the 4th run for the Mallards is 90 feet away. So the Woodchucks now in a little bit of a rough spot, as Sudica, who's 0 for 2, has a chance to answer the 1-run score by the Woodchucks in the 7th. And this is where you think the 5 runners left on, or 6 if you go back to the 5th, in the last 3 innings, could really come back to hurt Wausau. Overall in the game, it has been 9 left on base for the Woodchucks, whereas Madison has only left 5. Sudica down 1-2 after he fouls off the 1-1. As that double for Hamilton was his 8th now, and 38th hit as well. 1-2 as Turkington is looking for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. His pitch is swung and missed at by Noah Sudica. He struck out for the 2nd time, and that is Turkington's 2nd strikeout as well. In fact, Sudica is who Turkington struck out. So now the top of the order is back up. And it's Jackson Tucker, who is 1 for 3 with a reach on air and a run, trying to put the Mallards back in front. First pitch curveball from Turkington for strike 1 on the inner half of the strike zone, as Jackson Tucker, St. John's product, does not go on the 0-1 breaking ball. Lays off it, takes it low and outside. Mallards looking to get back into the win column. 1-1. High fastball from Turkington. Whereas Wausau's looking to string together a couple of wins in a row now. Update from Hare Baker Field. It is the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors up 2-0 on the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. So the Raptors looking for a sweep of the Dock Spiders. That is hit into left field. That's more likely going to be the 4th run of the game for the Mallards. Good throw in from Mike Adair, but it will not have the angle. It's sliding in safely on the tag up as Jackson Tucker, or Davis Hamilton rather. Tucker flies out for the sacrifice, and it's now 4-2 Madison. So the Mallards answer the run scored by the Woodchucks. And they now lead it 4-2. As Wausau at least be trailing by 2 runs now into the 8th. But regardless, it looks like Wisconsin Rapids is going to stay in first place in the Great Lakes West into tomorrow's doubleheader with the Woodchucks, as Turkington facing off now against Cal Fisher. And Fisher, who is 1 for 2 still with that home run and a reach on air, 2 runs scored as well, was also hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. He's now down 0-2, though, to Turkington. And Turkington hit him the first time he faced off against Fisher. 0-2 is swung and missed at. So Turkington picks up a 3rd strikeout, and that will retire the side. But the Mallards do add another off the RBI sac fly by Jackson Tucker, and it is 4-2 Madison into the penultimate frame as we head into the 8th here from Warner Park.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. Anthony McFarland will lead off the top of the 8th inning for the Woodchucks, as it's still Jack Bennett in there for Madison. Wausau now trailing by 2 runs again after Madison adds their 4th of the game. And McFarland swings and misses through the first pitch fastball by Jack Bennett. 0 for 2 in the game is the Woodchuck first baseman with a walk. 0-1 from Bennett will be taken on the outer half for strike 2. Pretty big strike zone tonight from Jeremy Gaskin behind the plate. As the 0-2 to McFarland is going to be another fastball that is fouled down and into the stands along the first base line here at Warner Park. 0-2 once again to McFarland. A high fastball. 1-2. And he will be fanned. First strikeout for Bennett, who forced the flyout to Van Ness to end the 7th. And Madison picks up a quick first out here in the 8th, as McFarland is now struck out for the 3rd time. He is now 0 for 3 with a walk, as Matt McGann is coming to the plate. And he is 0 for 1 with 2 hit by pitches. Flew out to center field to Isaiah Jackson his first at bat, but has since taken 2 breaking balls on his inside shoulder. 1-0 to the Woodchucks catcher, who hits one down the third base line, and it went foul. That was very close. As Paul Hess called that one foul. No argument from Ross Davis of the Woodchucks, though. So that'll be strike 1 to McGann. 1-1 count. As the Woodchucks catcher looking to reach base for a third time. And a changeup is taken low and outside. Matt McGann, 10 hits on the season coming into tonight. And he has been hit for a third time. Matt McGann has been hit by so many pitches recently, it feels like. So he stays 0 for 1 with now 3 hit by pitches. I mean, he must be like a moving target or something because he has been hit by pitches that feels like twice in the last 3 games each. At least twice in the last 3 games each. So now it'll be Jacob Boos coming to the plate. He puts a bunt down. It's pretty good. Bennett is going to throw it in time, though, as Boos puts down a sacrifice bunt. And McGann is now in scoring position at second base for Evan Funkhauser. But get this, Matt McGann was hit by 3 pitches. It feels like it's been more than that. In the stats, it says Matt McGann has only been hit by 5 pitches this season, but it feels like it's been more than that. It's for sure more than that. 1-0 count to Evan Funkhauser with Matt McGann at second base. Funkhauser. And that throw is going to be an errant one that gets in the center field, but it won't go down as an error because Matt McGann stumbled getting back to the base. Neither Cal Fisher or Davis Hamilton were covering the bag for Canyon Brown's throwback to second base, trying to pick off Matt McGann. But fortunately for Madison, that won't go down as anything but just a little mishap that causes nothing wrong to happen. 1-1 to Funkhauser. And Funkhauser takes a fastball inside for ball 2. Nearing 9 o'clock here in Madison tonight. Top of the 8th inning. 2-1. Fastball for strike 2. 2-2 counts Evan Funkhauser with 2 outs. If he can't get on base, Mike Adair is on deck. Or else the Woodchucks will still for sure be trailing into the 9th. 2-2 to Funkhauser. It's a good fastball. And coming around on the check swing is Evan Funkhauser. It wasn't a fastball, it was a check swing on a changeup that dipped out of the strike zone pretty fast. And Evan Funkhauser is the second strikeout in the inning. Matt Beaver says he comes around, and he is now 0 for 1 at the plate. He's coming in for Ryan Blanchard. That'll do it for the top of the 8th as Wausau leaves Matt McGann stranded at second. And Clayton Burke is on the mound for the Woodchucks. We'll introduce him when we come back here from Warner Park.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Bottom of the 8th inning as the Woodchucks are hoping to be down by no more than 2 into the 9th. As Clayton Burke is now the third pitcher on the mound for the Woodchucks, natives of Columbus, Ohio, and a product of Central Methodist University in Missouri. Right-hander's coming in for his second time as a Woodchuck, has a 0 flat ERA still, .5 walks and hits per innings pitched in 2 innings against the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors in Game 1 of the doubleheader on Monday. Struck out 2, allowed 1 hit, and has an opposing batting average so far of 167. Clayton Burke now on for the second time as a Woodchuck, the right-hander facing off against left-handed batting Isaiah Jackson for 3-4-5 at least here in the inning for the Mallards as Jackson swings through the 1-0. On the fastball by Burke, who's coming off a season at Central Methodist where he made 16 appearances with 13 starts, an 8-3 record, 3.55 earned run average, 1.29 walks and hits per innings pitched rate. Outside fastball to Isaiah Jackson, 2-1 count now. Back to his college stats, 76 innings on the mound for Burke with Central Methodist, 75 strikeouts, 72 hits, 36 runs, 30 earned, and only 26 walks. 2-1 to Jackson is also swung through. His season high on the mound was 7 1/3 against Madonna on May 17th. Season high 9 strikeouts came against Evangel on April the 8th. Also had 7 in an outing against Louisiana State Alexandria on February 10th, and also 7 against St. Xavier on March 5th. 3-2 to Jackson is going to be outside on a fastball, and that'll be the leadoff man aboard here in the 9th for Madison. And believe it or not, that is the first walk allowed from a Woodchucks pitcher in this game. Neither Schofield or Turkington allowed a walk yet. I feel like that's probably the first time I've ever said that. But it's been very nice work from Schofield and Turkington. It's just their offense has not done enough pick-me-up. 4 runs is not common to allow in a game. But you have to credit the Mallards pitching staff as they are getting the job done, only holding the Woodchucks to 5 hits and 2 runs after 14 runs on 12 hits last night. Then again, Madison also had 3 errors, which did not help. It'll be an 0-1 count once Liam Moreno gets his bat figured out. Looks like it might have broke on the last foul ball. But he does have Isaiah Jackson at first base, and now a righty-righty match with an 0-1 count. Or it's Kenyon Brown, rather, not Liam Moreno. Liam Moreno's on deck. Kenyon Brown, 1 for 3 with an RBI double and a fielder's choice. 0-1. Way inside and high on a fastball goes Burke. Burke overall this past year, though, 6 different outings of 6 full on the mound. 1-1. Fastball fouled back by Brown. As Burke also only allowed 1 hit in 6 full innings against Missouri Valley on April 15th. Had 5 different no-walk outings and had no runs allowed in the April 8th inning game against Evangel and April 15th as well against Missouri Valley. 1-2 to Brown. And he pops it into foul territory. It's going to hit the top of the grandstand here. One, two, once again. Burke. And it's going to be a cutter that just misses outside. Two. And Brown hits this one into center field. Mark Schallenberger is going back, but he will make the grab. That was a well-hit ball by Candy Brown, but did not get enough of it. It looked pretty similar to what Mark Schallenberger hit back in the 7th. That would end up scoring the second run now for Wausau. But that is out number 1 here in the 8th. The 8th. Not too sure why I double-checked myself on that one. This is the 8th inning. And now it's Liam Moreno. Still Isaiah Jackson is at first base. Moreno is 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a flyout. As the first pitch fastball just misses outside for ball 1 from Burke. 1-0 from the right-hander to the right-handed batting Liam Moreno. And he puts this one on the ground. It is to Mike McGinnis. 5, 4, 3. No double play, but Isaiah Jackson is put out at first base. Or second base, rather. On the 5-4 at least. So the lead runner is out, but that'll be a reach on fielder's choice for Liam Moreno. So the inning will stay. Oh, no, they're going to switch the call. They're going to call him out. They're going to change the call, and they're going to say he is out on a double play. The umpires changed the call, so that will be a 5-4-3 double play that ends the inning. And that will take us into the 9th, where Wausau needs 2 to extend this game a little bit longer against Jack Bennett, who's looking to pick up a save for the Mallards. We'll be back to see if the Woodchucks can do it on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Mike Adair leads off what could possibly be the final frame here from Warner Park, as it is 4-2 Mallards, and the Woodchucks need at least 2 to keep the game going into a bottom of the 9th inning. 0-1 to Mike Adair, who leads off the frame, as it is still Jack Bennett out there for the Mallards of Madison. Jack Bennett, who's looking to pick up a second save against Wausau now, after picking up the save in the 3-1 win on Tuesday night here at Warner Park. And 1-2 now to Adair, who fouls off the 1-1. And that's taken high and outside. Mike Adair, 2 for 3 game once again. 5th 2-hit game and back-to-back 2-hit games in a row 2-2 inside on a fastball. And the count is now full between Adair and Bennett. It'll be Adair, Mitchell, Schallenberger at least for Wausau. And the payoff pitch to Adair is going to be a leadoff walk. These Woodchucks will not go down without a fight. I can promise you that. As Christian Mitchell, who is 2 for 3 as well, has reached base 3 times already, has been walked as well once in this game so far. And first pitch is going to be a fastball for strike 1 from Bennett. Like mentioned, only the 3rd time this season that Jack Bennett is in as a Mallard. 0-1 to Christian Mitchell, who is early to the breaking ball. He singled in the 1st and the 5th and was walked in the 3rd. Flew out on the hardest ball that he's hit this season in his last at bat. The 0-2 is taken outside for ball 1 on an off-speed pitch. Mark Schallenberger on deck for Wausau. 1-2 to Mitchell. And Mitchell takes a half swing and will foul it down the first base line. He stays alive at 1-2. He's looking to get the better of the Western Kentucky Hilltopper. Madison has nothing working in the bullpen, so they are trying to stick it out here with Jack Bennett. 1-2 again. The right-hander delivers. It's high. Christian Mitchell takes it. The count will be 2-2. Christian Mitchell awaits the next pitch from Bennett, and he will put this one on the ground. This could be a double play. 6-4, and it won't be 3 as Christian Mitchell does beat out the throw, but Mike Adair is out at second. Fortunately, Christian Mitchell is able to beat it out, but he will reach on fielder's choice that puts out Adair. So now Mark Schallenberger comes to the plate. He is 0 for 3 with that RBI sac fly hit in the 7th. Does have back-to-back nights with a home run. Both were 3-run home runs. It's Schallenberger and McGinnis. Schallenberger has grounded into 2 different double plays in this game, though. But if he does get the hang of a fastball, that could cause problems for Madison, as high fastball for ball 1 from Bennett to Schallenberger. Like mentioned, Mike McGinnis on base, or on deck rather, with Christian Mitchell now at first base. 1-0. And Schallenberger pops it back and foul. One now to the Evansville Ace from St. Louis, Missouri, who is playing his final game as a Woodchuck tonight. Has spent 2 summers with Wausau. Can he go out on a high note? 1-1. And Schallenberger hits this one foul. It's going down the left field line and will be not caught by a Mallard. It looks like it was a congregation between Sudica and Moreno out there, and neither of them caught it. Also, Cal Fisher was out there. I couldn't tell from the netting who was the one who tried to make the grab, though. But Schallenberger does stay alive for at least one more pitch. One-two now to Shalley, who has home runs in back-to-back nights. And that is inside. That hit the foot of Schallenberger on the fastball. That puts runners on first and second for Mike McGinnis. So McGinnis, who hit his hit a double, his 5th double of the season now, in his last at bat. Third straight game with a double now for Mike McGinnis. And he has back-to-back multi-hit games. Can he make it a third in a row? First pitch from Bennett is taken outside on a fastball from McGinnis. On deck is Trent Van Ness. If McGinnis can keep this inning going, the Woodchucks, like I said, they won't go down without a fight. 1-0. Outside fastball. Mitchell is going to be checked back at second base by Kenyon Brown. And that time, Mallard was actually covering the bag. It was Davis Hamilton who was there to receive the check over from catcher Kenyon Brown. 2-0 now to Mike McGinnis. Kenyon Brown's asked for it right down the middle. And McGinnis will foul it down the right field line. That's where he hit his double. He hit his double into right field. Two 2-1 count to Mike McGinnis. Mitchell still at second and Schallenberger at first. McGinnis fouls off the 2-1. Two 2-2 as McGinnis is looking to reach base for a 4th time in the game. Bennett, 2-2 delivery. McGinnis checks a swing and does not come around on the breaking ball. He thought about it, but lays off the spiking slider from Bennett. The count is full with runners on first and second and Trent Van Ness on deck. McGinnis payoff pitch from Bennett. It's going to be a strikeout of Mike McGinnis. 2 outs now here in the 9th as the game comes down to Trent Van Ness. Trent Van Ness comes to the plate. 0 for 2 with 2 walks. He does have a double and a home run in this ballpark. And he swings through late on the first pitch fastball by Jack Bennett. Oh, 1 to Trent Van Ness. And Van Ness will take strike 2 on the outer half of the strike zone. He's down 0-2 as Madison is 1 strike away from splitting this 2-game set. Trent Van Ness in a tough spot here. He's trying to keep the game alive. 0-2 from Bennett is going to be a good pitch. Trent Van Ness is going to fly this one into center field. Isaiah Jackson is there, and he will make the grab. That is a fly out. That does it. That will end the game, and Madison has split this 2-game set here at Warner Park. They take down the Woodchucks 4-2 and improve to 17-13 in the second half. Wausau falls to 10-18 the second half. Overall, 30-33 now as Madison now 32-31. These two teams will meet again on Friday at Athletic Park a week from tonight, and they will close the season here next Saturday at Warner Park. But tomorrow, the Woodchucks have 2 games with the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters. The first pitch of the resumption of Game 1 will be at 4:05 right back here tomorrow on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. But until then, thank you for listening tonight. Once again, it's the Mallards who take down Wausau by a score of 4-2. And I am Will Charlton. I'll see you tomorrow on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Good night, everyone.